things. I'm going to go drop in Discord and let people know that I'm live. I don't have my laptop out here with me. And I'm live now on YouTube, Twitch, and X. Thank you very much, DePIN. I appreciate it. How's everyone doing this morning? Good, I hope. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between Discord. It looks like I can do that fairly easily. So we'll see if that holds up. Somebody can drop something in the chat too, just so I know that it is working and I'm actually seeing it. That would be very helpful. And I apologize for the fact that it's going to be like bouncing around because you guys are in my hands today. I did not bring a handy-dandy tripod down here. I guess I could lean you up against the coffee. Let's see if that works. Hold on. Downside of that, Xenothus, what are you talking about? Let me see. Hold on. I have to try to balance this on my coffee, if that works. Hey, it seems to work. Okay. Let's try to keep it from face planting. I'm talking about whatever you want to talk about, Xenothosis. This is an AMA community. We do, but at the same time, it's extremely open, and we can talk about whatever the hell anyone else wants to talk about. So it's what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about, Xenothosis? And the leaning against the coffee thing seems to be working, but the downside is I can't drink the coffee, so we may have to interrupt this periodically. Chaos, what's up? Just hanging out here, man. Good morning, Vietnam. I'm in the courtyard of the hotel. So I've got some like trees and shit behind me. So they're making art of absolutely everything. My desk at home is stacked with about 50 different paintings that my daughters have made. Whatever, lots of ladybugs, lots of butterflies, a tremendous number of butterflies. High incidence of mermaids, but I do have to say that they're relatively low fidelity mermaids because they, I feel like the forms are difficult, but they're 2.5 and 4. What do you want? But yeah, everything is going well. How about you? How are you doing? And if somebody on YouTube and somebody on Twitter could drop something, just so I can make sure that I'm, getting all of the messages as they come through. But I really hate when I do things. We will absolutely have a shed of secrets. Absolutely, we will have one of those, man. Am I eating Subspace? No, I am not eating. I did a little bit ago. I had like this little banh mi thing, which is good. Oh, fuck, I gotta sneeze. This is gonna kill me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Somebody with strong perfume. Yeah, please say something. Twitter, say something. I'm just getting Twitch comments through, which is pretty not normal. Normally I get more X comments, so I want to make sure that this is all working. Let me drop into the chat really quick and Discord. Guess I lost my connection on X. X of mine is just loading. Okay. Hopefully it's working out. Let's see how it goes. Okay. DePIN, loud and clear. Same with Twitch too. Okay, beautiful. That is great. That is fantastic. So what questions do you guys have today? I'll tell you a little bit about what I did yesterday, because it was some pretty cool stuff. I had a side event that I needed to speak at. I was on a panel where we talked about essentially DePIN for AI, and just generally speaking, the DePIN markets in general. Met with some cool people, some partners that we're doing some things with. And that was neat. I'm getting ready to go have breakfast in a little bit with some of them as well. And so they're a pretty solid group. They their main thing is they're I think the largest manufacturer of helium devices. And so we're talking to them, talking about, doing some devices and things like that together. There are some people who really want a device, and while it's not at all mandatory, I would love to be able to make that possible if we can. So I'm going to go have breakfast with them today. Then I've got some more side event things I got to go to. I met with the guys from Cybercharge yesterday, which was good. Helium devices. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Helium network. It's essentially like a mobile / YouTube, or not YouTube, Wi-Fi sharing network. Did I steal Sally's glasses? No, I left my orange ones at home though, unfortunately. I thought I put them in my bag, and it turns out I did not, which makes me sad. So I'm on the red glasses bandwagon today, which sucks, because it means that I can't wear my crazy bright orange shirts, because they just wouldn't be matchy-matchy. And I don't care if we're not supposed to be matchy-matchy anymore. I want to be matchy-matchy. It's all about the orange. So that was yesterday. Today is going to be super busy as well. More side events. These events, these crypto conferences, I don't ever really go to the conferences anymore unless I'm speaking. Hoity-toity. No, there is no hoity-toityness here. It's just, I gotta be, I like orange. I like to match. That's it. No, but with these crypto conferences, I don't really go to the conferences too much anymore, because what I find is that, at the conferences, you have a bunch of projects that have booths. They're trying to sell stuff. There's very little, oftentimes it's not even the leadership of the projects that it's at a conference. It's like their event staff, so they can't really make any, interesting deals or having any interesting conversation. All of the people that are actually running things are running around going to side events, which I did yesterday and will continue to do today. And the side events range from, super, super cool and interesting, very low production value, but high signal, small events. So with the Cybercharge one yesterday, I went and I met them at a place called, I think it was called Circle Coffee. And we absolutely almost missed it, because it's very impossible to see. It's literally just like a hole in the wall, and then you go down this weird long hallway. And once you get to the end of the weird long hallway, you find it's basically a garden shed almost. And I, talked about the Shed of Secrets there, with a dozen people. And so it's very, very high signal, because you go in there and you sit down and you talk to people, and you have fun, and it's a very engaged, small group discussion. And then on the other side, they range to having these gigantic rooftop parties with DJs, and things get crazy sometimes. And I hate those ones. I really, 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 really hate those ones, because there's no way to have a conversation, because you're just listening to and they have somebody spinning, and it's 800 dudes and 12 chicks on a roof. It's very not a super fun thing, and you can't actually even have a conversation. So it's just standing around awkwardly with a bunch of crypto bros while somebody plays the EDM in the background very loud, to the point where you can't even think. I'm honestly surprised they get so many people up on these roofs sometimes. I'm honestly surprised these buildings don't come down. I was on a thing in it's Acheron. I think it was an Acheron event, and it was on a roof in Hong Kong, and it was just so crowded. It was just absolutely a disaster of just being crowded, elbow to elbow, couldn't walk anywhere, couldn't move easily. It was a pain in the ass. What questions do you guys have? Those of you who are listening, hit me up with some questions. I'm going to drop into Discord really quick. I'm going to take this opportunity to have a sip of my coffee. And we'll do it. It's a nice black coffee. Vietnamese coffee is amazing, by the way. Most of the coffee I've had here is just absolutely next level. Okay. Oh, okay. By the way, guys, I have how many potential deals did you make so far? A few. There's some cool stuff. There's some cool stuff that's going to come, and some other projects that we're looking at great partnerships with. So that's a good thing. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh yeah, people are talking about the nodes being offline. We're aware of that. It's being worked on. I'm not sure exactly what the issue is, but it is being worked on. Okay. Nothing happening in Discord, so I'm going to just come back here and try to balance this again. Okay. Yeah, and I did a couple podcasts last night. I did one with Flux, which I really enjoy the Flux team, and I did one with Forged in Crypto and his team over at Deep, which was great. Had some conversations about previous companies that I've been involved in, which was interesting. Wrote some big long responses to people on Twitter. Yeah, it was an eventful day, and today is going to be equally eventful. What questions do you guys have though? Hit me with some questions, because I can't see the thing in Discord easily because of phone and stuff. So somebody feed me a question that you guys really want answered. Preferably in the chat on either YouTube, Twitch, or X. I'm not seeing anything coming through from X. I don't know if they're no questions from X. That's kind of disconcerting. Let me actually go and see if I'm... X will just not even load for me right now on my phone. Okay. X has been having some issues. Had massive issues yesterday as well. Yeah. How's the capsule thing going on Datagram? Is there any other changes that we will expect or other updates regarding the upcoming sale? The capsule thing is going well. No changes as of this moment. No updates regarding the upcoming sale. Happy to looking forward to getting that kicked off, because I really want to build this thing out a little bit more. Devikin, did I schedule an appointment with the person who connected with your impersonator? No, but it was really funny too, because she's like this absolutely adorable, and she's like, I tried to message you and you just never responded to me. I feel really sad. And I'm like, oh my god, like I made somebody feel bad. I don't want to do that. And so on Telegram, which is Jason Bitbender Brink, it was just Bitbender Brink with 2 Ks on my last name. And it was it's totally not me. So I recorded a kind of mean video telling them that they're kind of pieces of crap, and that they shouldn't scam people like that, and on her phone, and I sent it to them. And so yeah, anyway, yeah, he will not be able to scam her in the future, hopefully. Chaos asks, honest opinion on the Gala Shrapnel partnership. So that's a complex one. I think that there's layers here. Okay, the partnership with Shrapnel by itself is fine. That's great. Shrapnel's moving from Avalanche to Galachain. That's fine. Galachain, is very performant for them. Will be, very good for some things. Not great as great for others, but that's fine. I think that Galachain as a chain for games and for having in-game actions recorded on chain is actually very good. It is, at this point in time, very difficult to work with because it's very gate-kept. But that is separate from, obviously Gala is going to want Shrapnel to be able to do whatever it needs to do, so it's going to be great. The thing that I take that I'm somewhat concerned with is the integration with the trusted copyright chain. The trusted copyright chain, and again, this is not a critique of China or Chinese policy or the chain itself or any of that. It's simply sort of a reflection of what my understanding of what the ecosystem was supposed to be versus what it will become with this. The trusted copyright chain is it's essentially China's state-backed chain. That's just what it is. And so integrating that and integrating bridging between GalaChain and that, I think, is an interesting thing, because the trusted copyright chain, there's a very large number of rules for anyone being able to do anything on the trusted copyright chain. You're not infringing on anyone's IP. But kind of designed for like art. It's almost like they built it with like 2020, 2021 in mind, you know, where it's designed specifically for like individual pieces of art and, you know, things like that. But my concern is that according to the way that the chain is structured, everybody on that chain has to KYC. Okay, there's no way to be an actor on the chain and be anonymous, which means that all of the users have to KYC, which means that you end up with functionally two totally separate communities, of one on the trusted copyright chain and the other on GalaChain. And moving between the two is very difficult, because if the way that the chain is structured right now was adhered to, everyone on GalaChain who wants to move to that chain has to KYC. Everybody who wants to move to that chain or everyone on trusted copyright chain who wants to come to GalaChain, you may be able to do that, but one of the key things with trusted copyright chain is that the trusted copyright chain curator has the ability to basically nuke your account at any point in time. And so this sort of begs the question of like, okay, well, if I'm on trusted copyright chain and I move my assets over to GalaChain, what are the implications of that? You know, does this mean that either Gala then has to, you know, essentially if trusted copyright chain says a specific account needs to be nuked, do they have a responsibility to do that? The next point here is that they've been positioning themselves lately as, you know, oh, we don't do gaming, we're an L1 now, and our main focus is on DeFi and the DEX, right? Great, fine, not a problem. But if your main focus is the DEX and your main something that the trusted copyright chain potentially, even theoretically in the future, could have some sort of holdover. Like from my perspective, I would never use a DeFi protocol or, you know, anything that had connections like that. And I know a lot of other people wouldn't as well. And so that's kind of my response. I wrote a big thing about it on X. There's a bunch of people that got bent out of shape about it. But the reality is as a community member, it's something I'm concerned about, because it's concerning. And if we're all interested in the long-term success of the project, then we have to be aware of these sorts of things, and we have to not be afraid to talk about it. And documents for what trusted, for questions. Discord again, I guess it does. Still nothing coming in from X, so I'm guessing that the X connection is somehow borked again. We'll get it figured out eventually. If you guys are saying something on X, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna arrange another coffee moment here. Any other questions? Questions. Okay, I am going to go back to Discord. Let's see if the video freezes again. Okay. Hold on, I gotta go respond. Rage, you are very welcome, sir. You are very welcome. 1 second, I have to respond to somebody in Telegram about our 10 a.m. meeting. Or the hell? Okay. questions, guys? What do we got? I am excited about meeting with our partners today. I think it's going to be super cool. They have done some really cool stuff with hardware in the past, and I really do want us to have some cool hardware options for people that they can use. It's kind of funny sitting out here. You know, have all the people wandering by. You know, everybody's having breakfast because it's right outside the little restaurant, and it's always funny to watch people start their day and the different types of breakfasts people have. You know, there's like the coffee and croissant people. There's the full British breakfast with the giant fried breads and things like that, or you know the Asian breakfast. It's good times. Let's see here. Any questions, guys? Anything? Lagging on the stream. That might just be because my internet here is crap. Subspace, I saw you asked a question about nodes for NASs and stuff like that. I think that is solid. Ooh, Devikin was thinking of setting up a 24/7 live stream as a use case leading up to the node set. We could do that. It's like, although, hold on, where am I going to be? I will be in Ho Chi Minh City, I believe, during that. And so that may be difficult to do because, I mean, who knows? Maybe we could do it. It could be fun. I could go into the Datagram offices there and, you know, set up a stream with the big Datagram painted wall behind me. It'd be cool. But to answer your question, Subspace, is eventually I'm pretty sure that, you know, nodes will be written for all sorts of different things. I would love to see that for a NAS, you know, so that they can actually contribute storage. That's going to be important in the long run. Very important. Okay. Since I'm not seeing any X posts, either nobody's paying attention there, which is entirely possible, or messages aren't coming through. And it doesn't seem like anyone else has any questions. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up so that I can go back up to my room and get ready to do some stuff. And we'll go from there. But if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them to me. And I hope to see some of you here in Vietnam. You guys are amazing, and I will